The Speaker of Parliament, Jacob Mdenda, is reported to have taken reports to Emmerson Mnangagwa over his ministers for absconding Parliament. Family used to remember that in the previous week, we also have been talking about the very same issue where the way complains that the ministers of ZANU-PF are absconding, especially the question and answer session of Parliament. And it seems like the problem has persisted up to this time, where it's not only the question and answer session. It looks like these ministers of ZANU-PF are absconding literally every process and every sitting of Parliament. So when you see now Mdenda having to take issues to Emmerson Mnangagwa, it means that things have gotten out of hand. Things are totally out of control. And this is typical of a government that is not functional. We've always been saying this, that in Zimbabwe, the government is collapsed long back. There's no government there. They are just people that are gathering, thieves that are gathering up together, sitting in political offices to be able to use political power for their own deals and their own dirty businesses that they are running inside the country and outside. ZANU-PF people are in political offices only for protection, so that they can continue to abuse state infrastructure, state machinery, state systems, so as to be able to enrich themselves. There is nothing else that they are after. Because it is very disturbing that ministers, after getting such a position in a highly contested competition of getting into those positions, and then all of a sudden they start to abscond parliamentary sessions. And are we surprised that we are seeing this happening? No, we are not, because we always have been saying that ZANU-PF is a government of Mnangagwa. It's just a mafia government. It's just a government of dealers. So when they wake up in the morning, they are not even thinking about even going to office. I wonder even if they really attend office, just coming into the office. If you can stand by their government offices to see how many ministers would walk in at exactly 8 o'clock or probably 8:30, something like that, you will never find many walking into those offices. It seems like maybe the people that are now doing work there could be secretaries or things like that. And where are they? They are busy running around with deals, because ZANU-PF people are all about making money. And Mnangagwa thinks that he has people that are supporting him. Mnangagwa does not have people supporting him. The people around Mnangagwa are there to benefit. This is why you find that people like Wikno Chivayo will start to be speaking behind Emmerson Mnangagwa, saying that ndakashibata kuti dri. You see, ndakashibata wakombana kuti dri hapana ndikutonga and everything like that. It all just indicates that Wikno doesn't even have respect for Mnangagwa, and all that he's doing is just being closer to Mnangagwa for the sake of benefit. And it's not only him, it's almost all these ZANU-PF people. They are just singing praises of Mnangagwa, shouting slogans of Mnangagwa, not because of anything else. It is all because of greed. It does not mean that these people don't know the correct thing that should happen, how the government should run, what is right and what is wrong, and the wrongs that the government is doing, making the life very difficult for the Zimbabwean people. They do know the truth. They know exactly what is supposed to be happening in government, but it's not happening because these guys are not after that. Their business is to enrich themselves. Their business is to make sure that they continue to, stay in power and use the power and the proximity to people like Mnangagwa to make themselves richer. So the Daily News reports that Speaker of the National Assembly, Jacob Mdenda, has reported several ministers to President Emmerson Mnangagwa for stalling parliamentary business through their habitual non-attendance. Can you see now? There's a problem, a big problem here. And the report is saying several ministers. It's not like one or two. It means 3/4 of these ministers are behaving in this manner. And it means also that Mdenda has tried by all means to communicate, to speak with them so as to have them come into the House of Assembly. But it seems it's hitting a brick wall. Nobody is listening. And how can they even listen to Mdenda? Because nobody listens to anyone. The only person that ZANU-PF people probably will listen to is Mnangagwa. And Mnangagwa is the one who has created that culture. You remember the other day I was talking about interpersonal relationships, the horizontal relationships of people in ZANU-PF, Mnangagwa has made sure that he severs those, he cut them out so that the relationship becomes only vertical, where everyone in ZANU-PF is just looking up to Mnangagwa, up to praise Mnangagwa, up to impress Mnangagwa and no one else. So that kind of selfishness is what is causing the competition in ZANU-PF, where everyone wants to be the best. You see, I was looking at that video where Mnangagwa's wife was dancing in a certain style, and everyone else who was around started following the very same style. You want to dance the way she dances, because everyone is there just to please them. That is what is happening. Everyone is there to hero worship, bootlick them, and make sure that they are the best and the most favorable. And when they do that, they know that they will be enjoying quite a lot. They enjoy the favors from Mnangagwa and his family. They enjoy the proximity. They can also be offered some dirty deals, you know, and contracts and something like that, so they can be making millions. It's all about themselves. It's all about their stomachs. It's never about the family of Zimbabwe, the Zimbabwean people, or the progressiveness of the country. So it's a very sad development that we are seeing, that whole ministers who are running ministries are failing to come to give account to Parliament, and also to air out whatever challenges that they could be facing, to answer questions from parliamentarians and things like that. I was saying last time, it's so surprising that these ZANU-PF ministers are even afraid of answering questions from their own ministers, because, I mean, their own members of parliament, because that parliament is just a ZANU-PF parliament. People like Shabang and Ncube, they are just wasting their time. It's just a parrot, bootlicking parliament. Everyone who even calls themselves opposition are just lying to themselves. There's no one who is truly opposition. Everyone is just turned into a surrogate of ZANU-PF. We've seen them in their gathering that they've done in a few days ago, where they are praising, even they don't even want to comment about the elections, that the elections were stolen. They still want to, you know, talk about their own welfare, not even talking about the will of the people of Zimbabwe that they purport to be standing for. They don't talk about the aspirations of the Zimbabwean people. They don't condemn what ZANU-PF is doing, while we have our youths right now being dragged before the courts, injured and maimed, beaten, with some with broken legs by the ZANU-PF police. And nobody's talking about that. They are busy dancing, celebrating the money, the millions that are supposed to be coming through Songezo Shabang, and they are embracing him so that they can also take a share out of that cake that Mnangagwa is soon going to be releasing in the hands of Songezo Shabang. So this is what we are seeing happening. Very, very sad development for our country. A country can never go anywhere when we have people in office bearers not being responsible, not taking their work seriously, but they want to campaign to be in those offices. Yet when they are there, they do nothing about it. This is the same thing that I've always been saying, that ZANU-PF people campaigned wanting to get to grab the farms of the white farmers. And when they got the farms, now that they have the farms, nothing is happening at the farms. All that they just wanted is to have them. And then what? What are you doing in the farm? The farm is idle. Nothing is happening. And the country is going through poverty and hunger because of such kind of behavior. So this is what is happening. Just an update of what is happening in the country. Let's continue to stand family and demand for the freedom of the Zimbabwean people. Let's continue to raise our voices against ZANU-PF and all that they are doing against us, because they have done enough. It is time that change must come to the nation. Change must come to Zimbabwe. And definitely the season of change has come. We will continue to stand up to make sure that we resist anything that ZANU-PF wants to do. Their days are numbered. Very soon, the freedom of Zimbabwean people is going to be realized. For those that have not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe, like, and share. We will continue to be giving you updates, and you will continue to be updated if you have subscribed. Otherwise, family, I appreciate you for joining me on the show. Till we meet in the next show. Shalom.